If the gym and your diet are the only positive things that you have going on in your life, that's something we need to address. With the gym, it's one of the few things, the few pursuits in your life where you can see the progress actually unfold in front of you, which I think is super cool. That gets addicting super quickly once you start making really good progress. And without even noticing it, you become a gym cell. You become the guy whose entire life revolves around the 1 or 2 hours that he spends at the gym. And so I'm trying to reverse that. I want you guys to stay focused on your journeys, of course. That's my number one goal here, is for you guys to get results. But I don't want you to lose yourself along the way. I don't want you to get so invested into this that you can't derive happiness from any other part of life. Because then what's the point? Spend your entire life doing this delayed gratification in the extreme, and then in the end getting no gratification at all because you're so invested in the process, the becoming of this character, of this person. But then by the time you get there, you don't even get to enjoy it because you spent all of your time trying to become that one person instead of just living life. And so people have such a problem with, just myself included. So I'm not calling everybody out. I'm also, calling myself out because this is a problem I face too. But people struggle with just enjoying life as it's happening. And so you don't start living life once you achieve the physique, once you get that 225 or 315 bench, once you get the girl. You don't start living once you acquire things. You live and then acquire things along the way. And so my hope here with this video is that I can turn at least one of you away from this path, because I've been on this path for the past 2.5 years and I didn't enjoy it at all. And so these are the things that I wanted to share with you in order to avoid making the same mistakes I did, essentially. So I wanted to start this off with a quote that I really like. That's going to be the groundwork for this entire video and how we're going to solve this problem together. So the quote is, "All I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I'll never go there." And this is by Charlie Munger, one of the greatest thinkers of all time, former chairman of Berkshire Hathaway before he passed. He essentially popularized the concept of inverted thinking. And what it is flipping the situation on its head in short terms. So humans have always been much better at identifying threats and things that would hurt them or kill them, rather than opportunities, rather than positive chances. And so you can come up with a lot more solutions to problems if you just look at the negatives, look at what not to do. Then you do the complete opposite of the negative, and then those automatically become your positive solutions. So not what can I do to succeed, but what's everything I can do right now to ensure that I fail. And so this is what I wanted to use as the basis for this video. So instead of how not to be a gym cell, this is exactly how to be a gym cell. And my hope for this video is that you guys do what is the opposite of what I have here, the points that are in white. And at the end, I'll have a complete list, an action list of what you guys can do step by step in order to get out of that rut, if that's what you're in right now. So the first point, ignore everything except the gains. This is step one to becoming a gym cell. Imagine taking the time out of your day to talk to somebody else about something else other than the gym. Nonsense. You can't do that. Forget about school, forget about work, forget about friends and family. Nothing in your life is as important as the gym and your progress. Skip out on any potential for a loving relationship. Just focus on muscles. Wear a black hoodie with the hood up to show everyone you're a real social butterfly. Spend years of your time chasing a goal that seems to have no plus sides except for some improved appearance. And all that matters is your muscle growth, with zero, and I say zero, personal growth to go along with it. You want to make sure that you gain all the muscle and none of the character. That's the ultimate prize here. Point number 2, zero interactions with women. Now, this is just funny reading this off. They are a distraction from your greater goal. There is no time to smile back at them or even look in their general direction. And starting a conversation and introducing yourself, that's light years away for you. Any chance at love will be shot at the knees by your guarded, detached appearance. You could be the best prospective partner in the world, but they won't know that. No one will. Staying with the gym cell code of conduct will surely not get you a happy, loving marriage with an incredible family, but it will get you bigger arms, maybe. You're not even guaranteed the muscles, but you're definitely not guaranteed happiness in other areas of your life. So, huge plus for the gym cell community. Point number 3, maintain a poor meal schedule. So by eating your meals at the most inconvenient times ever, you spend what would be your social hour on chicken and rice. It almost feels subconscious. The way you plan to eat, it doesn't feel like You actually want to go out. You want to miss these events. You don't want to be, around other people. You don't desire social connections or get-togethers. You just desire finishing your one meal. Now, you can absolutely reorganize your meal times if you just get a piece of paper and a pen, write down when you plan to eat your meals tomorrow, and then eat at those times. But you're not going to do that. We'd rather eat when it's inconvenient to the world and other people around us. Point number 4, only talk about the gym and your diet. Even after, trying not to talk to any human beings or going out to do anything else but lift and eat, someone slipped through and they want to have a conversation. So what do? How do we get them to stop bothering our magical, self-depreciating journey? You only talk to them about their gym and their diet every single time. This will ensure that any chance of a meaningful conversation ever arising is immediately crushed by your constant inquiry of their diet and explanation of yours. People like talking about themselves. Don't let them. Keep it gym and nutrition focused only. Point number 5, judge other people for their choices. Imagine doing something other than bodybuilding training. What a joke. For the few people that do tolerate you, question their beliefs the second they don't fully align with yours. And if their diet isn't in check, tease them about it constantly. Be on their ass. Or worse, over-explain a solution that they can take for themselves to make a change that they didn't even ask for. Surely everyone loves unsolicited advice coming from a guy who's barely bigger than them. With this level of profound conversational wizardry, you will certainly be able to repel all who think of coming close to you. This is the big one. Collect the fellow gymcells. So what's worse than one gymcell? 2 of them. With the 6th infinity stone of this everlasting destructive lifestyle, you can now rally with those around you. The cringy TikTok edits are always good. Ooh, and those red-pilled, depressed breakup ones, make some of those too. Find a community of people who've all lived this life and have nothing to show for it except for a slightly by the hairs better version of the average gym goer's physique. Comment not natty in hordes, in groups, on every influencer's post in order to fill your bottomless pit of desolation you call character. Make no attempts to actually improve yourself, though. Just tell other people what they should do on Twitter. Here's a bonus. Be a detail maniac. If you really want to push for that GOAT status, gymcell of all time, then obsess over every minor detail in fitness and nutrition. All of your remaining time now goes to this. Those tips, those tricks, those hacks that consume 99% of your energy, but yield you that 1% boost, get all of those. Waste all your time on that. Spend hours deciphering what program you should follow. What exercises are most optimal for muscle hypertrophy. Ensure that your warm-ups are crisp at just the right weight with the perfect tempo and RPE on every single rep. And then focus on the precise eccentric of each rep, not even the intensity. If you can get past all of that and become a detail maniac, dude, you're like king of all gym cells. But if you don't want to do that and you don't want to be a gym cell and you actually want to live life, be happy, derive joy from other things other than the gym and how you look, here's an action list. So step 1, accept that at times it's okay to do other things than the gym. Don't give up your goals. I'm not saying to, throw your goals in the garbage to pursue other things. That's not really the lesson I want you to learn here. If anything, I want you to become closer to a gym cell than to a party animal who doesn't go to the gym at all. But understand that your gains won't wither away if you go on a walk or you go get some food with some friends. It's not the end of the world if you pursue other things at the same time. You'll also skip over a lot of burnout. Every once in a while, if you just took time to spend with other people in other places, you could get back to the gym just as easily and train without feeling like you need to stop, which is another plus. Step 2, talk to other humans. You actually might like one. If you want to stay in the gym for this, then ask for a spot. After that, get their name. Maybe offer them a spot. Next time you see them, say hi. If you're feeling really frisky, you can go for a fist bump. Ask them about their goals, why they do what they do. Over time, they're going to open themselves up to you. And so you can use that as an opportunity to have good conversations. If you notice they're making progress, tell them. Now, don't lie and say they're looking shredded when they're, 50% body fat. But if they are getting bigger, they are getting stronger, and you notice these things, or they're getting leaner, tell them. People always like to hear compliments, so do that too. And try to engage in conversation more times than not when you see them. You don't have to talk to them, talk up a storm every single time you see them at the gym, But saying hello and asking how they're doing can really go a long way, especially if they're not having a good day either. You can make all the difference, which I think is pretty cool. Here's step number 3. Get your priorities in check. So if you can't get your meals in, plan them the night before, right? Get that piece of paper, write down when you want to eat your meals tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, eat your meals at those times. If you're nervous to talk to people, make eye contact, smile when possible, and even go and start the conversation by introducing yourself to them. If you're struggling to keep friends, that's honestly okay. Because if you're always real with you, if you're always trying to get better at something that's important to you, some people will like you and some won't. But just spend time with the people who like you. So it's a pretty easy fix. And at the same time, you also eliminate the people that you don't like. So it's a double positive. If you're stressing over the details, if you're too obsessed with, becoming hyper focused on the small fixations in your fitness and diet, just think about these 3 things. Getting all your meals in, train hard, get to bed on time. If you're doing those 3 things every single day, I promise getting jacked, getting bigger, getting stronger is a byproduct of that. Just focus on eating all of your meals. Did I eat all my meals today? When I went to the gym, if I went to the gym, did I train hard? Did I push myself? And did I get to bed at a reasonable hour? Not 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., more like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Even midnight is somewhat acceptable in most cases. The rest, all that other stuff that I talked about in the Detail Maniac section, that's just icing on the cake. People want to obsess over the small toppings or the icing on the cake, but they haven't even baked the cake yet. So you're worried about all the small details, but you haven't focused on the 99% of where your gains are going to come from, which is those 3 things. So lock that in and then worry about the details once you actually look like you care about those things. Final points. If you love being a gymcell and like all the things that I told you you probably shouldn't do are things you love doing, then awesome. Keep going. This is for the people who don't like being gymcells and are currently gymcells or are on their way to being gymcells and they want to put a stop to it. So if you're that type of person that does not like being a gymcell and does not want to be associated with that, follow the action list and just keep doing those things. Talk to people, smile, make eye contact, get all your meals in. Don't worry about the details. Go out when the opportunity presents itself. Don't be throwing your dreams in the garbage because you want to go party and go on a 3-day bender. That's not what I'm saying. Every now and again, it's cool if you want to go out because, no one ever drove a car faster by squeezing the hell out of the wheel. You drive the car by giving it gas. And so the gas is getting your meals in, getting to bed on time, training hard. I was a gym cell for 2.5 years, so I know exactly how it feels, and I get it. Like, this sucked for me. This was a really crappy time in my life. And so this is why I got so petty in this video. This is why I get so passionate about the things you shouldn't do, because those are the things I did. And that was my life at one point. It's overused, but you do have to love the process of who you are becoming. So if your goal is just to build muscles for the sake of building muscles, or even worse, to do it to make somebody else proud or jealous, then you're in for a real tough haul. So you have to find out why you're doing this, why it is that you continue to push yourself every day. Is it to fill somebody else's desire, or is it to fulfill your own? And so that's something you have to think about. But I hope that you can take away at least 1 or 2 things from this video and apply it to your own life, and hopefully take 1 or 2 steps back from becoming a gym cell and prevent falling in a trap that a lot of guys fall into once they start on this journey. So yeah, that's everything I got, and I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye.